me the green light.
Yeah, we can go ahead now.
So I can just jump in. Okay.
I guess I should just introduce you why before you jump in.
Okay.
So everyone, welcome, and we have with us here Ms. Ukot Umezine, and she's the co-founder of Co-Create Africa. And tonight she'll be enlightening us on how to create fund and how to be self dependent. She's a writer. She's versed in so many things. She can do a whole lot. Just hook up on her. She can do a whole lot. She's an entrepreneur. She's a mother. She's a woman. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you. Yeah,
So,
thank you.
and it's not you can just think of. She's going to be the anchor. She's going to be the facilitator for this evening section, and I know it's going to be a section that is worth the while because our eyes will be opened this evening, and a whole lot will be learned. So, uh, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you for this evening. All right, man.
Okay. Um, all right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to get started so that we can hopefully do a lot. I mean it's 2 hours, so I'm thinking we should have a break somewhere, even if it's just 5 minutes. And then we will continue to the end. So just let me know when you can see my screen here. One second. Okay. All right. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, so welcome to this START webinar presented to you by Co-Create Africa. And Co-Create Africa is an organization that is seeking to harness African talent. And by talent, we basically mean the human resources in Africa for local transformation and global contribution through sustainable economic transformation projects. So basically, we want to harness the power of our people to transform Africa. That's the local transformation. And through that transformation, to contribute to global growth. Um, and we're looking to do this by engaging in sustainable economic transformation projects. So I am Okotumezine, and basically the START webinar is inspired by this book that I wrote in 2020 called What's That in Your Hand? And it really comes from a place of trying to inspire people to say, don't just sit back and say, oh, I'm waiting for the government, or I'm waiting for a job, or I'm waiting for this or that, when there's something in everybody's hand that I believe God has put there for us to use and um, add value to ourselves and others. So today we're going to cover beginning with you. We're not going to get to number 5, free digital tools, because of time and also because I want to make sure that we really spend time on the first 4 things there. So beginning with you, discovering a deeper why, starting with what you have, and then putting together a plan on one page. All right, so let's begin with you as a person. You are wonderfully and fearfully made by God. So why am I starting with these concepts? Because I want us to start from a place of knowing that there's more to us than whatever we think we know about us. There's definitely more. We're made by a God that is infinitely amazing. And so if He made us in His image and likeness, then there's definitely more to us than meets the eye. There's more to us than whatever we think that we already have discovered. And so it's always exciting to spend time getting to know who we have been made to be. And we're also informed by the Bible that we are God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do good works that God prepared in advance for us to do. So we're here for a purpose. There's a reason why we're here. And so spending our lives in the pursuit of that discovery of what we're here to do is a very good endeavor to undertake at any point in time. And I want to clarify here that this isn't about a pursuit of one purpose. You know, when you meet people and like, oh, I have a purpose, I just want to discover it. One of the slides in this presentation talks about whatever your hands find to do, do with all your might. So it's not about, sometimes people use that excuse of, oh, I'm looking for my purpose. Until I find my purpose, then I'll pour myself into it. They use that as an excuse to not do the thing that is right in front of them and do it well. You know, like, oh, this plate that I'm washing is not my purpose. I'm not going to wash the plate well because it's not the main thing that I'm here to do. But the same Bible tells us that whatever our hands find to do with all your might. And I found that in my pursuit of purpose and, trying to understand what I'm here to do, I found that oftentimes it is a thing in front of me. It is a thing that I am currently doing that is purpose in that moment. And in being faithful in that thing, I am being led towards whatever grand plan might be out there for me. So I hope that helps someone to not be stuck on my one purpose and to be faithful in whatever their hands find to do. Okay, so still talking about you, beginning with you. You have a body, you have a soul, and you have a spirit. And this shape is shaped like a house on purpose. So if you look at this house and you think of where you have spirit as a foundation, then it is important that your spirit man, as the foundation of your life, is in a right relationship with God. So if you're here and that spiritual foundation is not laid, I want you to think about it to say, okay, how can I, as a person who is first in spirit, set the right foundation for my life by accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior? We're Christians here, right? So, and then maintaining a right relationship with Him through prayer, through study of the Word, through getting to know Him and being very intentional about that. Because one thing, for example, that I always say to myself is whatever I'm doing, it should be different from what somebody else is doing who doesn't have a relationship with God. There should be a difference. And so that difference is what will make our light shine in this world and bring hope and succor to people who are in darkness. And then you have a soul. Your soul houses your mind, your intellect, your emotions, your mental well being. And this is fed through learning. And so there has to be a passion for learning and love for learning and knowing how to learn and knowing where to find the resources that help you to learn. And the Bible is one of the greatest places to learn as a Christian, because the world, there's so much noise, there's so many opinions about so many things. So we really, really have to anchor our lives in what the Bible says so that we're not carried away by every wind of doctrine, but we're rooted in God's word. So studying that Bible to renew our minds is very, very important, especially in today's world where everybody's talking about mental health, when the Bible has told us that He will keep in perfect peace he whose mind is stayed on Him. So we already have the solution to every mental health challenge, and that's in God's word, in the person of the Holy Spirit, in the person of Jesus Christ. And then we have our bodies. So your body houses your spirit and soul here on earth. So you need to care for it with healthy food, water, exercise. So why are we starting here? If any of these things is out of sync, whatever else we're going to be doing is going to be there's going to be a disconnect. And that's where you see people struggling and toiling and doing things because they're operating out of the perfect design that God has made for us. And so furthering this concept of who we are as a person and having a foundation, we look at this as our lives as a tree, right? And the root of that tree, the root of your life, the root of my life, the root of our lives here on earth is our spirit. And so spiritual growth is at the foundation again. And then you have the personal development, your mental well-being, health and wellness, all those things relate to your soul and your body, your physical environment, work, finance, rest, friends, fun and recreation, family. These are different areas of our lives that need to be nurtured for this tree of who we are to be healthy, to be strong, to be blossoming, right? So if you ever want to do a reset or do a retreat or do a reflection on your life, this is a good image to have and just look at, okay, where do I feel like I'm not doing great? This is an exercise that I've done several times in my life, and I'm like, oh, everything else seems to be fine, but I think my finances are struggling. Why am I struggling in that area? And then I started to focus on building finance, at that point when I realized that there was an issue there. So this is what a good tool to use to assess your life at every point in time to see where you might be lacking. Sometimes it's rest. Everything else, maybe you're doing well, you have a good job, or you're doing this business or something, and everything else in terms of um your life could be going well, but you still find that you're not at like you're not feeling good about it. It could just be rest. Sometimes it's just a good night's sleep that we need to really come back strong and ready to face another day of work and life. Okay, so after looking at all of these foundations and understanding how we operate in this world, the next thing you want to look at is, what is my dream life? What is so I've done here an example with my own life, and I did that to try and help us to move quickly. So we're starting to get into the practical part of this training. So if you have your pen and paper, you might want to be working through um these activities. So what is your dream life? Why are we talking about your dream life at this point? So the aim of this webinar is to talk about discovering the things in your hands that you could do today to bring an extra stream of income, or to bring your first stream of income, depending on where you are. But we're talking about your dream life because I want you to think about whatever you're looking at today as a progressive thing that you're doing towards that dream life. Sorry, Blessing, can you mute yourself? Let me see if I. Blessing, can you hear me? Can you mute yourself? Thank you. Okay. All right. So I was talking about your dream life. So think about, what images do you have of where you would like to be, where you would like to see yourself in 10, 20 years, 15 years from now. And just pen down, even if it's just words, like free, travel, whatever it is that you can pen down about what you see. Just do it now in your paper, in your book. So for me, I've had time to think about it over over time. So I already put it here, maybe to help someone think about theirs. So my vision for my dream life is to be a catalyst for change in Africa. And I see myself traveling across African cities, making an impact in the places that need it the most, transforming villages into cities, bringing quality education to all, and making wealth accessible. So that's my dream, that's my vision. And then why? Why are we talking about your dream life? Your present day goals should be such that they move you closer to every day towards the dream life that you have envisioned. So that's what I was trying to describe when I said, why are we talking about your dream life? It's because whatever you're doing, you should have your eyes set on that. If you look at the Bible story of Joseph, it's so inspiring. He had a dream life. That was the dream, that he was going to be the head, he was going to be a leader, he's going to be, people will bow to him. That was the dream. And then you could see it play out in his everyday life, even when he was a slave in Potiphar's house or a slave in prison. That spirit or that excellent spirit of leadership was evident in everything that he did because he knew I'm designed for leadership. I'm going to be a leader. So I cannot do things any different. Even though today I see myself in slavery, even though today I see myself in prison, I'm going to be excellent because I'm going somewhere. Okay, so I hope this is making sense. I feel like I should pause and hear from us. Does anyone have any questions, any thoughts, any comments on what I've shared so far?
Yeah, you're making sense. We're actually following. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm beginning to envisage why I should also do the way you've done and have a design for my own dream. I like to. So I'm quickly trying to pen down some things, some
Yeah,
resolutions that I should make.
yeah. It's a whole like you can do 10 pages of designing, you can go very detailed into everything. Like, or some people talk about like see everything in your mind. I have bring a very strong picture of what that. So for example, I've just made mine in points. I could take each point and even go deeper and say, I'm going to be traveling. This is how I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be traveling first class, for example, and I'm going to, just design everything. And it's not just about just talking. It's about giving yourself a very strong picture so that even on days when it's like, I mean, imagine if you were Joseph, if he didn't have that strong picture of a clear dream where he saw things, clearly, it could have been easy to see himself in that pit or in the slave quarters in Potiphar's house and forget it. But I believe that it's the clear picture that he saw in those dreams that kept him going. Like, I know what I saw. I know where I'm going, and that's what kept him going. So you can go very, very detailed into everything when you're designing your dream life. But it's very important to have it because it keeps you going so that whatever you're doing today, you know where you're working towards, and it just keeps you encouraged and motivated to keep pushing through whatever challenges life will throw at you. All right, so I see something in the chat. Okay, thank you, Buka. So start with why. Um, there's a popular what do you call them, like coach, that talks about starting with why. And this is something that I've come to adopt. Having a clear why, having a clear reason for what you're doing is also a strong way to keep yourself rooted in the things that you believe and the things that you're working towards. So why is it important for you to discover what's in your hand that you can make money from today? Why is it important for you to discover what's in your hand? Like, why are we even talking about discovering what's in your hand to make money with? Again, the book that I wrote, What's That in Your Hand, was really designed to address a situation where people feel like I'm helpless, or I'm stuck in this job, or I can't find a job, um, or I'm making money, but it's not enough. I don't know what else to do. You know, this training is really designed to help you be able to see opportunities at every point in time and know that you have options. Then it's a question of, am I going to take my options or am I just going to not do anything about it? The other reason why it's important to discover what's in your hand is somebody puts what's in your hand there. And for me, I believe it's God. And being able to discover the things in your hands and being able to put them to good use, it's about stewardship. It's like when God left the servants with talents, and one turned 5 talents into 5 more talents, one turned two into two more, one buried it. We don't want to be the people that bury our talents. We want to be the people who will use the talents that we've been given to serve others and to make a difference. So that's why it's important for you to discover what's in your hand that you can make money from. Now, how do you make money? You provide a service. So really, you can replace make money with that you can serve others with from today. Now, moving forward, why should you make money? Why should you care about making money? Why shouldn't you just sit back and just coast through life? Somebody said something that even if you don't want to, even if you're like, I'm not even interested in money, you should make money to make sure that you're not a liability to anybody, that you can pay your own bills, that you can put a roof over your own head, that you can, you can add value to yourself. That's enough reason, right, to make money. The other reason is if you then care about others, then you want to be somebody who is adding value to others. Like you can maybe send a gift to your mother or your father or your sister or brother. You can add value to somebody who doesn't have. Okay, so that's another reason to make money. Now, if you keep going deeper, you can ask, okay, so why should I make money? Like why should I be a person of value? Then you can think about money as a tool to be a change maker. And that's for me is my strongest why as to why do I want to be a billionaire? It's because I want to be able to just look at the map and put a pin and say, okay, I'm going to go and transform this place. And because I have all the money, I'm going to build a hospital, I'm going to build a school, I'm going to transform villages into cities. So why is a very good place to start because if you're really going to build lasting wealth, it's going to take work. It's going to be very, very demanding. It's going to mean waking up early, when your body is like, can we just sleep for 1 more hour? It's going to it's going to mean going the extra mile, making sacrifices. So is your why strong enough to keep you going when those challenges come? Okay. Um, so does your deeper why align with your dream life vision? Does your deeper why? So my deeper why from wanting to make money aligns with my dream life vision of being a catalyst for change in Africa. My deeper why, the reason why I'm not tired when it's like, oh, you're doing 2 million things is because I have that vision. And so for me, it's like, it's not even work, it's what I have to do. And you know, I'm enjoying, like, it's hard work, but I know where I'm going. Okay, so let's move forward. So start whatever your hands find to do with all your might. This is what I was talking about before. We're talking about, what's that in your hand? What is in front of you? What are you doing with it? Are you being faithful in little? Bible says that when we're faithful in little, we are faithful in much. So God looks at how faithful we are with what is in front of us now, and He sees to Him the faithfulness we're doing in little is the faithfulness He sees us doing in much. And so that's why it's important not to despise the days of little beginnings. Okay, so let's go into this, discovering what you have. Before I go in, are we together to this point? I'd like to hear from someone who is not Ebuka. Are we together? Is this making sense so far? Are there any thoughts coming to your mind? I want to hear from us.
Yeah, we're together. We're listening.
Okay, thank you, Nena. All right, so discovering what you have. I just want to do a check again. Do we have pens and paper? I feel like I should have told Ebuka before now that please, let people come ready to take notes and do work. Do we have that, or do we need to grab it? If you need 1 minute to just grab a pen and paper, just let me know. I'll wait. I'm waiting for an answer.
I think we can go ahead.
Okay,
As for me,
okay. So how to discover what you have? What are your areas of expertise? And what problems would you like to solve? When you look at expertise, you can look at expertise in terms of your personal experiences. What challenging experience have you overcome? You look at skills, you can say, what can you do well? Look at expertise, you're trying to answer, what are you exceptional at doing? Like you do this extraordinarily well. Now, what problems would you like to solve? You could look at personal challenges. What do you often wish for or complain about? Ideas can come from you just looking for that solution for that problem that you have. And you're like, if I have this problem, then it's probably somebody else who has this problem. And I can solve the problem for myself and for that person and be of service to them and make money while I'm doing it. And then you can look at challenges in your environment. What do people complain about often? So this one may be something that you're also experiencing or not, but you hear it a lot and you're like, if I can solve this problem, all these people, they'll pay me, I'll solve their problem and make money while I'm doing it. All right, so let's look at my examples. Again, I did this so that we could also move quickly. You can see examples already done, and it can also help you to think about your own examples. So create this table on your paper
Hello,
where to
sorry,
find
please.
mhm,
Please, can you go back to the first page before this one? Please.
this one.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so where to find ideas? That's what we have listed here: experiences, skills, expertise, personal challenges, challenges in your environment, So I put two challenges. So when you're doing yours, you could have more than one under each one. So here, under challenges in your environment, I have two. I could have more than one personal challenge. I could have more than one expertise. Like even here, I have more than one, and I was able to blend the two into one idea. So here is where to find ideas. Here are your observations within those areas where you're finding ideas, right? So under my experiences, I have observed that I've been able to overcome shyness. Under my skills, I've observed that I'm great at writing, speaking, and coaching. Under expertise, I've observed that I have expertise in learning design and textiles. Under personal challenges, I've observed that I have challenges with hairstyling without stress. And then under challenges in your environment, I've observed that unemployment, underemployment, high cost of living are very serious challenges. And again, challenges in the environment that I've seen is that we have low income communities with poor supply of amenities. So something I want to point out here is that the things that you will observe, this is my belief that, Nena and I could be living in the same environment, but the things that Nena will observe or be drawn towards will be different from mine in some circumstances because of how we have been made, because of our unique experiences, because of our personalities, because of our interests. And that's the exciting thing about this, because everybody will be drawn to. So somebody else might be observing health challenges and saying, oh, everybody around here is having this health issue. And that's what they want to solve. And they might want to go study medicine for that. So somebody else might come and look at, oh, the environment is not clean, and they might go into recycling and waste management for that. So that's what is really exciting about having communities of people who are thinking about solving problems profitably, because everybody will be drawn towards something different, and if we all work together, then we can all be solving all these different problems that together will build a better society. Hi, Opus. Welcome back. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Is it Opus or Opus? Okay. Then, so you have the numbers, and there's a reason why I numbered that like that, which you will see in the next slide or two. So the next thing is the numbering, and then you look at, okay, so these are the areas I've looked at to find ideas. These are my observations. What ideas do I have? So this is a very simplified thing, right? There's going to be some thinking that you will have to do. So I have overcome shyness, the experience of overcoming shyness. So my idea is to coach others to overcome shyness. I am able to write, speak, and coach, so I can offer content development services. So with my writing, for example, right? I'm able to design learning, and I have tech sales expertise, so I can create a tech sales course. I have a challenge with styling hair without stress, so I can own a hair salon. If I own that hair salon, I'm going to solve my hairstyling problem, and I'm going to make money doing the same for others, even if I'm not the hairstylist, right? Somebody else is going to be the hairstylist because I don't know how to style hair professionally. But then because it's my own place, I'll make money and probably get my hairstyling done for free. That's my favorite kind of business that I can gain from while also making money. Challenges in your environment, unemployment, underemployment, high cost of living. I could coach people to use available resources to generate an income, start. And as you can see, this webinar is actually a result of this observation. Challenges in your environment, low income communities with poor supply of amenities. My idea is to transform low income communities into sustainable cities. So how do you start with what you have? So getting started, you have to review your list from this activity. So I'm moving quickly. Has anybody, I'm happy to pause here and allow us to do this table because I want us, we're building on something. So I need us to do this. So has anybody started drawing this and putting something together?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give 2 more minutes. It may not be perfect, but I want us to go through doing the initial work. Then when you're on your own and you have time, you can then go in depth. But at least, this will get you started. And if there's anything that comes up for you, maybe something you haven't thought about before, I'd like to hear it. Like, oh, okay, doing this has made me see that this is something I could do. If there's anyone who has, excuse me, an aha moment like that, please share.
Can I also say something?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just a soft reminder for those of us who are here now. There is a Google form on the chat section. You can as well, if you've done the table or you're satisfied with what you've done with your table, you can just go through the chat section and then fill out the form also for your attendance. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Can we move forward? Vivian, can I hear from you? Nena, I'm going to call everyone that is not Ebuka. Opus. Is it Opus or Opus? How do I say it? I want to hear from someone else. Like, Ebuka, have you done your own table?
Yes, I have.
I want to ask a question actually.
Mm-hmm.
The table you're telling us to draw now,
Mm-hmm.
what if we do like you're teaching us now? I can do a screenshot of it. Is that okay? Because I already
Yeah.
did a screenshot of the table. So is that still okay? Or can I just go ahead and because I have my pen and paper here?
No, so I'm asking you to do your own. So you're going to have different observations from your own life and different ideas. So that's what I'm asking. Like, have you done yours? Not just not mine, right?
Nina wants to be a past student. She wants to show you her own. She has done hers already.
Oh. Oh, you mean like show me a screenshot of what you've done?
No, no, don't, no, no, no.
Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, so has anybody done theirs with their own ideas, with their own observations? So what experience? Remember we started by defining what these things mean. So am I going backward or forward? Okay. Personal experiences. You're supposed to observe in your own life. What personal challenging experience have you overcome? It can be anything at all. What have you overcome? Okay. That you can help others to overcome and make money while doing it. I mean, there are people who coach people on how to handle grief. So maybe you've had grief and you found a way to deal with it. There are people who, it can be anything at all. Maybe you pass jam in flying colors and there's so many people struggling with jam and you can start a jam lesson. That's just an example. What personal challenging experience have you overcome? Your own could even be that you wrote jam 7 times and you finally got it. And there are many people who are writing jam 7, 8 times, and you're like, I know what it takes to pass jam after. Okay, so that's just an example, right? So whatever challenging experience you've gone through, it can be anything. Skills, what can you do well? The world, there's so many opportunities now with anything at all. I always make a joke, and people are like, it's already happening, that people will be able to make money from sleeping, because I won't be surprised if a YouTube channel of somebody just sleeping. And the human beings that will sit down and watch somebody sleeping. Okay, but that's a funny example anyway. But what can you do well? Because I mean, I've interacted with people and they're like, "Oh, my hobby is sleeping." And I'm like, what value can sleeping add in this world? But if you want to think about it in a way that is valuable, it could be like, or maybe there are people who struggle to sleep. That's a real problem. Some people have insomnia, and there's somebody who finds it very easy, and you can show people how to sleep with ease, for example. What are you exceptional at doing? That's your expertise. So it's like if someone says what do you do? That thing that you probably always say, oh, I'm a web designer. That's probably your area of expertise. Or I'm a teacher, or I'm a math teacher. Okay, so what problems would you like to solve? That's personal challenges in your environment as well. There's something in the chat. Is it a question? Okay, attendance. So having, this information, you should then go to the table and write your own personal observations of your own life and, excuse me, those ideas. So I'm asking, has anybody, even if it's one thing or three, or, even if you don't have something across all 5 areas, has anybody been able to put together their own observations and ideas? And I just want to give a caveat here. I'm not in a hurry to go through all the content I've prepared. It's better for me that you get one thing than to get nothing at all. So if you need time to work on anything, just let me know. It's better that you leave here with something concrete than I just rush through everything and you're like, what did she even say? So I'm willing to give time for us to go through the things that are here.
Yeah.
Welcome, Damilola. Let me see if we have Infinix Smart. I don't know your name, but welcome. I hope this is making sense. Okay. So, Ebuka, should I move forward? I think I'll go with your lead here.
Sure. Forward ever. Backward never.
Ebuka, have you done your own table? I think I'm going to use you as the class prefect now. So once you finish, we move forward. Have you done your own?
Yes, please go ahead. Please
Have
don't
you
use me as
done?
a class.
Yeah, I'm using you. I'm using you as the class prefect.
Please don't
Have
use
you
me
done your
as class.
table, Ebuka?
I won't do well as a class professor.
You're already doing well, taking attendance and all.
Let's use Nina as a class prefect.
Nena, do you
Damilola,
accept this
Damilola,
appointment?
stay here.
Okay, I need someone to volunteer. If you're going to be the person that once you're done with every activity, we move forward, can you just raise your hand or say something? Trust me, they're all very easy, and I gave examples for everything, I think. If nobody raises their hand when I count to 10, I'm going with you.
Please, please don't do that. Because I'm sure nobody's going to raise that. Damilola,
Huh?
Vivian, Nina, and we have Lucky. Lucky just joined us.
Okay. Lucky just joined. We need someone that's been here now that has done this table so we can move forward. I really need someone to have done it. I don't want to just come and talk. It's activity. That's why it's within the activity. You're supposed to do it. It's a
Nina,
workshop, not an info session.
Nina, please, where are you? Come.
Nana has gone away.
She's still here. Please. I need to go ahead.
I'm serious though. I'm not moving. Like Lucky. Lucky just joined. I can't call Lucky, right? How about Opus? Is he still here? Or she? I don't know.
I think that's the name of this.
Somebody's in the chat. Lucky said yes. Lucky, do you want to be class prefect even though you just joined? Because I need somebody to have done. But somebody has done this table. If you've done this table, can you just raise your hand? Anybody? Good evening. You know why I'm spending time here? It's because everything is building on each other. So if you haven't done this table, then the next thing I'm going to talk about, there's no need because it'll just be me just talking. Do you get? And the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So
So all right. So should I say, also share a little from my table?
mm-hmm.
All right. So let me see. Number one, uh, my experience is low self-esteem.
What idea did you get from that?
All right. So just I get myself more involved public activities.
Mm-hmm.
Improve on my esteem.
So I should say money making idea. So the idea should be money making. Yeah.
I've not heard Frank pick about the money
Okay.
ideas.
How about skills?
All right, so I have skills in sporting activities. I have the strength and agility.
Mm-hmm. Money making
Uh,
idea.
I've not had any money making.
Okay, let me go forward and then you guys will see what I mean by everything building on each other. Because maybe as we move forward, then you have what you're adding. So we've talked about how to discover what you have, right? And now we're going to look at starting. So review that list. So for me, this is my list, number 1 to 6, right? So for me to do that review, I need to evaluate my resources to see which one I can start working on to generate an income. That's which idea I can start working on to generate an income based on my network, my skills, my money, my time, my ease of execution for that idea, the joy that I feel. So joy is an important thing because if it's not something that brings you joy and excitement, then I mean, it's not the only thing you need, but you need at least that initial joy and excitement. Like, wow, if I do this thing, these are the things that I see, coming out of it. Or maybe it's the transformed lives. Maybe it's the impact. Maybe it's, something about it that just gives you joy. And then marketing, like marketing is so key because marketing is how you get the word out for people to know what you're doing. And, when you're reviewing your idea against marketing, you're looking at how easy will it be for me to market this thing. And sometimes that is tied to the network and the people as well. Maybe you're looking at, oh, do I have a ready network of people that I can easily share this idea with and they would be interested? Or is there a ready network I can plug into, whether it's social media or something? And I feel like I can push it on whatever platform I find, right? Oluwa Damilola, could you please mute yourself? Okay, so let's move on. So this is what I've done here. I took each of those ideas and I ranked them. So number 1 is the overcoming shyness idea. Number 2 is the content development idea. Number 3 is let's go back. Sorry, number 3 is the tech sales course. Number 4 is the salon. Number 5 is the start idea. And then number 6 is transforming low income communities into cities. So if you look at my table, when I did my ranking, overcoming shyness, coaching others to do this, in terms of a network of people that, when you talk about network and people, you also look at if it's something that you need people to do it with you. Maybe, oh, I want to do this. Do I have people who I can build it with? That's also something you want to assess. For me, I don't really need people. It's something I can do myself. I can create the content and all that. So in that case, I am the people. Like, I'm the first person needed to do the business and I'm available, right? So I ticked yes. I ticked right for that. Do I have the skills to put together a coaching program? Yes. Do I have money? Now, for money, if you don't need any money to start it, then that's still a yes because you don't need any money. If you have the money that you need to start it, then that's a yes. You put an X where you don't have the money. So in this case, I don't really need money to start a coaching program because for me to start it, I would just maybe put together a message, put together a flyer, start promoting it on my social media or put it on my WhatsApp status and I'll get the people, right? So there's really no money spent there unless maybe you want to talk about the money I'm using for data, then I already buy data. So yes. Then the time is how much time will it take for me to put together this thing? How much time will it take for me to execute it? So for example, if I'm doing a coaching program, I would need time to put it together, to design what it will look like. I'll need time to meet the people. Do I have that time? Yes. What's the ease of execution? Is this something that is easy to put together? Is it something that I can do ready? Yes. Do I find joy doing it? Yes. Is it going to be easy to market? Yes. So I do this same ranking for everything. And you can see for the second idea, content development, yes, I can do it. I have the people who can help me do it. If I get a job where someone is like, oh, write this for me or build this content for me, it's possible. Do I have the skills? Yes. Do I have the money it takes to maybe market it or put it together? Yes. Do I have the time? No. Right? Is it easy for me to execute? No, because sometimes jobs are so extensive. They're going to take time to do research. It's not easy. Do I find joy? Most times, no, because sometimes people are bringing jobs that are in an area that I have no interest in, but I do it because it pays, right? Is it easy for me to market it? Yes. So, is it a business I would then want to pursue and give my all? Not really, because it doesn't check a number of these boxes. So, this is something that I actually offer. And now, when people come to me, because it's not a priority for me, I charge very high for it because it's either you can pay very high for it, then it's going to be worth my time, which I'm going to now have to squeeze out, maybe lose some sleep to do the job, right? And I'm going to be putting in all this work. Then I charge very high for it. And if you can't afford it, then I say bye bye because already I don't even want to do it, right? So this assessment helps you to prioritize your time and your energy because those two things are limited. Excuse me. Then number three is the tech sales training. That one, everything checks out. Number four is the salon. Do I know how to, if I was to start it myself, I don't know how to style hair professionally. I don't have the skills. So I would need people to do it. Do I have people like readily that I can say, oh, come, let's put together a hair salon? No. Do I have the money to set it up? No. Do I have the time to set it up? No. Is it easy to set it up? No. For me, right? Is it something that would give me joy? Yes. Would it be easy to market? Yes. But so many other things don't check out. Then number five is the stats, helping people to identify things they can do to generate an income. So everything checks out there. And then the last one is the one for cities. Do I know people that could help build a city? Do I have ideas for cities? Yes. Do I have the skills? No. Do I have money? No. Do I have time? No. Is it easy? No. Would it give me joy? Yes. Would it be easy to market the idea of a city and, in low income communities? Remember, these people don't even have the money to maybe pay for the new houses you want to build and all that. So it won't be easy. All right. So based on this ranking, 3 things check everything out. So they tie for number 1. Something is number 4, something number 5, something number 6. So based on this, those 3 ideas are my top ranked ideas that I should work on immediately. And now the order that I work on them could be, I could still pace myself. I could say, oh, number 1 is the easiest. I can start working on that one today. The other one, I think I would give myself, some time to think about it, to put it together, to plan it. But then I want to start on it by April. The other one, I would still need some more time. I think I can pace myself. By this time, I have number 1 working. I already have clients. Number 2 is already going. I can do this one from September. But you should, now you know that they're in your hand. It's up to you to work on them. Or you can say, I'm going to just focus on one and really, really nail it and do it well, and then you can do another ranking for 3 of them and say, oh, which one would give me the most joy? Which one would be the easiest to execute? Which one would be maybe the least demanding on my time? Which one would give me the most money? You can look at that and rank your top ideas again to pick the one that you want to go with. In my case, I have executed those 3 ideas. So the tech sales course, I already have it going. It's on a website called Kiso HQ. Excuse me, the overcoming shyness. I'm talking with my first client. The third one is this webinar. I started this webinar. The first edition was last month. There's another one coming up this March. I'm going to share with you guys where we go further in depth into all of the things I'm sharing with you. So, is that making sense so far before? Any questions, any thoughts? Uh-oh. Okay, can you hear me now?
I think the problem is from her device. She had not enabled the audio.
Is it still like that?
Thank you. Can you hear?
I want to watch cartoon.
Oh shit. Sorry, I can hear you now. Let me go to my room. Sorry.
Okay, please mute yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys, I need to drink a little water. Let me mute myself. So I was asking if there's any question based on what I've shared so far, this ranking. Do you feel like you'll be able to do it when you settle down to work on your own?
Yeah, I think it's very easy to understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. So I'm going to move forward. So this is, I put trademark on this because I feel like it's my thing. But there's something I want to highlight here. Are there ideas in your list that you can build on each other over time to go from what you need to do to what you want to do? Maybe it's not so novel. Maybe it's not so trademark worthy. So maybe I'll remove it because I've heard people talk about doing what you need to do to get to where you want to go. But the concept I wanted to highlight here is that sometimes we have all these different ideas and it's like, oh, my ideas are so different. But sometimes there's a way that all of them are interconnected. or there's a way that you can layer them towards that big thing that you want to do. Let me give an example. I was speaking with a lady, she wants to make ready to wear. She wants to start a community. So these are the things she found in her hands. She's great at coaching singles and married women. She wants to she sells wigs. She wants to do ready to wear. She's good with making food. So when we sat together and I was, working with her, I told her I can see how all these ideas tie into each other. And you can start with this one that is a low-hanging fruit. So you can start with so you know how to cook and you want to do a community for single and married women. What if you put together an event around food for single and married women?
Oh.
And then when they come, you have your ready to wear available. You have your wigs available. And then even the topics you're talking about, you could include things like you need to look good. And then they turn around and they can see your clothes, right? And they turn around and they can see your wig. So it's like after this community event and the food and eating and you're teaching them recipes, they can do some shopping.
Yeah.
So that was like a way to bring together those ideas into a funnel. So one day she can then have this big boutique. One day she can do all the big things, but this is how she's starting. So working. So again, if you were here at the beginning, we talked about that dream life. So you have a dream, you want to impact these women and you want to have this and you want to do this. There are ways that you can start today in your little way towards that big dream, to work towards that big dream. So I then put together this one to show how, in my own case, the ideas that I have, all the things that I'm doing. So overcoming shyness is a low-hanging fruit that can be at the top of my funnel. I know that I'm working towards building cities one day, but I need money. I need serious money to do that. So this course can bring me money. The tech sales training can bring me money. This coaching program can bring me money. But at the same time, these things are bringing me in contact with people, right? And I'm building my network for when I might need to maybe say, oh, guys, I'm doing this, come partner with me or come and support the work or whatever. Another thing is this start coaching programs. There's a segment of it that includes building an outlet because I'm encouraging people to start businesses, right? So I'm thinking, oh, I should have an outlet where I can promote their products and their services. So that outlet is another business. So it can be an online marketplace or something. Again, it's bringing in money. And then all of this money can be towards my big dream. Okay. Again, these task coaching programs, I'm also targeting people within these communities. So already building a relationship with them, building, trust with them so that when I come tomorrow and say, I want to transform your community, it won't be like somebody that's just coming to maybe take over their land and chase them out and, bring in new things and then they don't have a part in that new community. Right. So for me, that's how I see the things that I'm pouring my energy and time into now, working towards the thing that I want to do as my big dream. I can see something in the chat. Okay, because you're very busy with this, your attendance. Okay, so does that make sense to us so far?
I'm going to see your idea. I'm going to see your funnel.
No, please feel it. Like, I don't even think it's unique to me, to be honest. I'm going to remove that TM. I was just having fun. Okay. All right. So again, I was trying to encourage us to do the activities as we move on, but I understand, of course, this is, I don't typically do this over 2 hours because I want us to really, really get the stuff done. But I just wanted to make sure that we could have this initial conversation when Ibuka reached out because, it gets your mind, hopefully, this will get your mind thinking about certain things and could be a first step towards many other things. So we're moving forward, the business model canvas. This is putting together your plan. So now the idea is you have picked that thing that you want to do. For me, in this case, I'm picking so out of these 3 ideas that I said I'm running with, number one is the one that is least fully developed. Okay. So I have the content ideas in my head. I have someone that is ready to um go ahead with the coaching. But I haven't built it out. Like I don't have slides on it. I don't have any of that. Okay. So that's the idea that I'm going with. And you can see it's here at the top of my funnel. So then this business model canvas is supposed to be a way for me to have an aerial view. So if you think of like an aeroplane over a building, right? This business model canvas gives you that kind of view over your business. You can see everything on one page and it shows you how you deliver value. That is how you provide your service or product, how you get it into people's hands, and how you receive value, how you collect money. So this is what the canvas looks like. It has 9 segments. I didn't develop this. I forget the name of the man who built it, but it's a very common tool. You can go online and learn more about it. The business model canvas. So it has these 9 segments. And the middle one is the value proposition. What value do you deliver to your customers? So for me, it would be the value of overcoming shyness. Like my value proposition is overcome shyness, make shyness a thing of the past. And then, so if you look at the bottom, you're going to see that this side is how you deliver value. This side is how you receive value. So let's start with delivering value. Who are the key partners that I would need for the business? For me, for this business, if I were to do it like an online course, then I could say that the people that are hosting the platform, hosting the course would be a key partner. Like I need them, I need their tool to work for my course to be available. But if I'm just delivering it one-on-one to people, then I don't really need key partners in that case. Key activities for me would be building my content and doing my marketing, getting people to sign up. So what activities do I need to perform very well for the business to run smoothly? Key resources would be what I need to deliver. So for me, in this case, it would be, so maybe if I'm doing it online, then my internet would be a key resource. The platform, if it's Zoom or Google Meet, would be a key resource. The content would be a key resource. Me, I would be a key resource because I have to be there, right, to deliver it. Then if you're hiring people, then your personnel would be a key resource. If you have a software, if you have an app, that would be a key resource. If you have an office or a store or a shop, that would be a key resource. So basically everything that you need to deliver your value proposition. Then on this side, okay, so the last thing on the side of delivering value is what cost will you incur in running this business? So example, the cost of running adverts, the cost of paying salaries, all of those things are costs, paying rent and all that. That's what you put here. So you can start to see how this shows you everything needed in a business on one page. On this side, you look at who are your customers, who do you need to be talking to, who are the people you're targeting. What kind of relationship will you have with them? Will it be automated? Everything is online, or will it be personal? You know them, face to face, or you know them virtually. Or will it be both? Maybe you have, for example, I could have an online course. You can take the course and then we still meet one-on-one to give you feedback, to support you and all that. It could be a blend. And then channels, how will you reach your customer segments and how will they reach you? So that's where you talk about things like your social media handle, your website, everything that people use to reach you and how you reach them. And then, so for example, if you are doing a physical business and you have maybe people delivering for you, then that could be a channel for you, your delivery service providers. Of course, if you're using an external service, then those people will be your key partners. For example, let's say you're delivering things using Uber. Then Uber is a key partner because if they're not working, then you're going to have to find a way to get your business going. All right. So revenue is how you make money. Revenue source is how you make money. What are your income streams? So at this point, if we did have one idea that we're going to go with, this is what I was hoping we would do, like fill out a business model canvas for your idea. So for me, for my overcoming shyness, value proposition would be, helping people to make shyness a thing of the past, helping people to build confidence, just something concise that summarizes what I want to do. And then my key activities, of course, would be making sure that my content is on point, is valuable, and then also marketing to get the customers. Yeah, those would be the main thing. Depending on your business, you could have more activities than that. Key resources would be my content, would be myself, my skills, my experience. Key partners, none at the moment. Customer relationships would be personal because I'll be having one-on-one coaching sessions with them. Channels would be social media. Target customers would be people, both young and like children and adults who are struggling with shyness and want to eliminate it from their lives. What would be my costs? Maybe running adverts if it's something I want to run adverts for. Personally, for this idea, I don't plan to run adverts. I want to make it word of mouth. And I want to grow it by word of mouth. So my main costs would probably be maybe paying for a paid Zoom subscription because I don't want to worry about 40-minute time limits and all those things. Then revenue sources would be, of course, the money people pay for the coaching. Okay. Any questions on this now?
Did you skip key partners?
Yeah, I said I wouldn't need any. So key partners would be people that external services or businesses that you need to run your business successfully. So let's say let's say I run a hotel and then I partner with a car, what do you call them? Like companies that drive people.
Dispatch.
What?
She said dispatch rider.
Yeah, but like, what do they call the car? Let's say let's say I have a hotel and I want to partner with people at the airport that if you see someone, coming into town and they ask you about a hotel, can you refer them to me? Right? Can you refer them to my hotel? Then those people will be my key partners. Okay, so that hotel, I've forgotten what, like a chauffeur, when you get to the airport and you see all
Car
these
hire?
taxi, yeah, car hire, exactly. So imagine if I have this partnership with a car hire service at the airport and I have my hotel flyers in the car, right? They are my key partners because maybe somebody's coming into town, they don't already have a hotel. they see my flyer, or the person tells them, oh, ask them, oh, do you have somewhere to stay? And they're like, no, I'm going to find a hotel in town. And the person says, oh, I know this hotel, and gives them my flyer or my card. Those people are my key partners. So or maybe let's say I own a salon and I have a makeup artist, and under my services I say makeup, but I don't do makeup. I have a makeup artist that just comes to my salon and provides the service. That person is my key partner because I am saying I provide makeup, but the only way I'm able to provide makeup is because I have this other business person who is a makeup artist doing it within my business premises. So they become a key partner. Do you understand that? Any
Yeah, I
other
do.
question?
For me, I don't have any question. I clearly understand everything you explained, so I don't know for other.
Okay. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Okay. I know I said we might take a break, but do we need a break? We still have about 40 minutes to go.
Whoa.
I don't need it.
What? Someone
I
said,
don't,
whoa.
I don't think I need to break.
Yeah, but we're moving faster because we're not really stopping to do the activities. Well, you're lucky. Was that lucky? Please mute yourself. If you're not muted, please mute yourself, everybody. And bless you, Lucky. My apologies. Okay. So I was saying that we're moving fast because we're not stopping to do the activities. So that's a plus, I guess. But I'm really hoping that in your spare time, you're going to, do these activities because, for example, I said create a business model canvas for your idea. And remember, your idea is supposed to be money making. Like the ones Ebuka shared, they said you're involved with public services. I didn't see the money making side of that. So when you're excuse me, when you're sitting down to do your ideas again, I know that it's all very fast for us to be thinking now. Remember, it's supposed to be income generating. Okay, so this mindset check is something I've added here because sometimes when we do stuff, we think, oh, it's just something I'm doing on the side. We don't see that thing as our million-naira idea. So, do you believe that the things in your hand can create the lifestyle of your dreams? Do I believe that shyness coaching or tech sales training or start coaching can create the lifestyle of my dreams? It's very important to do this mindset check because the mindset that we approach something with will affect how far that thing will go. If I believe that this thing I'm doing will not go far, it will not go far because, we already know that, as we think, so are we. So if we think that this thing I'm doing is just tertiary money work, or it cannot go far, then we've already set a limit on it. Even the way that we will approach it, we won't be serious with it, we won't put in our best because it's like, it's just something I'm doing on the side. But if you're saying this thing is going to be the thing that will deliver the lifestyle that I'm looking for, this thing is the thing that will pay the bills, this thing is the thing, we all hear stories of, oh, this woman, she fried akara and sent her children abroad. So those things tell us that it's possible. The things that we want to do are possible with whatever we find in our hands. So that having this mindset check, the other thing it does for you is you can then sit down and say, okay, if I am doing this shyness training and that's what I'm doing, How many do I need to do? How many people do I need to serve in a year for it to give me the money that I need? Okay, maybe I'm seeing now that if I'm going to do one-on-one, it won't allow me to serve as many people as I need to. Then maybe I should do a course so that people can go online and find the course by themselves, take it by themselves. And it doesn't have to be dependent on my time and my availability before I make money. So when we do a proper mindset check about the things that we're doing and we think about this thing as something that should deliver the money that we need for to do the things that we need to do to pay our bills, to travel, to do whatever it is you want to do with money, to send money home to your parents, to send money to your siblings, to this, to that. If you think about all of that and you say, this business that I'm doing, this thing that I found in my hand to do, it has to cover that. Then you then see how maybe you need to charge more for what you're doing. Sometimes we undercharge for a lot of things, and we're like, oh, people won't pay, but it's not true. People are charging 50K for the same thing and they're finding customers, right? So, maybe your own is like, okay, I don't want it to be expensive. I want to reach more people. Then you know that you have to do more work to reach those more people. So maybe you're charging something less and you need to reach 100 people for you to meet your financial targets. Then you know the work that is before you and you're going to be, excuse me, more intentional about how you you go about promoting that business. Is that helpful? Maybe even in terms of something that you already no, this is not recorded. Okay, so is that helpful? Maybe in terms of something that you're already doing. Is there something that you're already doing that you haven't thought about it this way and you're like, oh, if I broke this down, let's say I'm selling something for 5K and I need to make 100K per month for me to cover my bills. That means I have to serve 20 people, right? If I need to make so maybe right now I'm just doing 10 people and of course I'm coming up short and I'm struggling from month to month. Now I know that I have to put in the work to find those 20 people. I have to, or if I feel like, oh, 20 will be a lot, I can only serve 10, then maybe I need to look at increasing my price to 10K, right?
Yes. Yes.
So the idea is believe in the things that are in your hand. Believe that, because even for me, this has been a message for me this year. I wrote this book. I told you guys at the beginning, I wrote this book in 2020 and I kept it. It's like, they say, Bible says, who lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel? That's what I did. I lit this lamp and I put it under a bushel. It was this year. I was like, I even wrote this book. Oh. And then now I'm doing these webinars, I'm promoting it, pushing it out there. And then at the beginning, I also said beyond just making money, when we're putting the things in our hands to good use, we're going to be serving people because how do you make money? It's by solving problems for people. Any business that you want to think of is adding value to people, and it's because of that value that people exchange money for the service or the product. So whatever you're doing is going to be impacting somebody's life. So that's enough reason to be motivated to do the things, to work on the things in your hands. Okay, so let's move forward. All right, so I'm going to share a few stories of businesses I've done. I'm wondering, maybe when I share the stories, you guys can tell me, should this be at the beginning or at this point in this webinar? So it'll be like feedback for me for the next time I'm doing this training. Should I share my stories at the beginning or after I've gone through everything? You can tell me now. The chat is going off. What's happening? I'm recording. Ebuka, you're going to pay me for that recording. WhatsApp me. Ebuka,
Ma,
sir.
I suspected this will happen, so I started recording on my device.
What if I say that the training is not for public consumption? It's only for people that showed up. That's why I don't record it.
Oh,
So don't give it
uh,
to anyone that didn't show up.
okay.
Who is calling you again? Anyway, please feel free to share. Just I don't know how are you recording on this like with the screen as well?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. I was asking a question. I said, should I share the stories at the beginning or at the end?
Maybe I'll say at the beginning so you can give us more light when you're trying to explain things.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
So maybe you can break your stories into segments and just like segment them in between to kind of spice up the whole session.
Okay. Any other one? Any other thoughts? Anybody thinks it's okay at the end here or towards the end? Or like I think I've shared most of the content. Any thoughts? How many people are on this webinar? I keep hearing from Ibuka and Enki.
And I hope we aren't sleeping.
Oh, it's late, right?
It's just
Nena.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm just thinking about.
Okay. Anyway, so while we're thinking, let me share. So I've written a few of the things I've started, and I tried to think of ones that didn't cost so much because sometimes when we hear stars, we're like, money. First thing we go to is money. So an idea and sometimes um you know sometimes we overthink ideas because we're like, oh, I don't think I want to do this for a long time. Sometimes some of the ideas I've had in terms of what I've found in my hand are just to tide me through a season. I've done so many different things, and it's been just to tide me through a season for some of them. Some are still ongoing. Some I started and I've stopped because the season where they were relevant has passed. So this one, the period I was working, but the money was not, when they say your transport, your salary can't even get you home. They say take home salary, your take home can't get you home. So I had a job and I needed more income. And one day I was just in church. At that time I was attending a church that was the pastor used to preach on entrepreneurship and things like this. And one of those services, he was just saying that at every point in time, we always have something. There's always something, that everything is never down at the same time. Everything is never down. And I sat there in the service. I was like, what do I have? He said, look around you. There's something in your hand. There's something in your hand. And it was like a light bulb moment. I just looked ahead. I have books. I have books and books and books. I'm always buying books. I can use my last money and buy a book. And I just had an idea, rent a book. That's exactly what I called it, rent a book. So I went home that day, typed up the names of all my books, had a list, came back to church. So, it was like during this ranking that I did, I was like, my market would be people in church. I have this thing, I'm going to do it. I typed up the list, came back to church on Wednesday for Wednesday service, showed people that, oh, see, you can now rent my book. To rent it between, if you rent it on Wednesday, you're going to return it next Wednesday, it's going to be this amount. If you want to rent it for a month, it's going to be this amount. People started renting my books, and I did that business for months. They would rent, they would return, they would rent, they would return. One day I was cleaning through my things and I just flipped through. I found the exercise book where I was writing, recording when people rent a book, when they return it, have they paid, have they not paid, things like that. I was like, wow, this business made thousands, like thousands of naira. And I think I was doing 200 naira for, was it 2 weeks, or something like that, or a week, I can't remember. And so that's one business I started. I didn't spend any new money. It was books I already had. The only work I did was to type it and have a list, and people could look at the list and tell me, okay, this is a book I want to borrow, and I'll be like, okay, I'll bring it for you on Sunday. I'll bring it for you the next service. And sharing from another person's story, doing something similar. She looked around and she was like, I have clothes. I have some clothes. I've only worn them once. My clothes, some of them are as good as new. I can do she's trying to raise money for something else. She's like, I can do a sale. And from the sale, raise money to do the other thing, talking about that funnel concept we talked about earlier. And then another business I've done is an estate fitness program. So and we moved into this estate. There was no field, no space, for people to maybe run or do anything. I thought, this estate, I need somewhere to exercise. Remember that personal challenge thing? That's where this one came from. I thought, oh, I need somewhere to exercise, and I would love to be able to exercise in this estate. And so I looked around and I saw there was a pharmacy. So I went to the pharmacy and said, can we rent no, not rent. Can we use, so I didn't want to spend any money. I said, can we use your outside space, to have fitness programs on Saturdays? I wrote a letter, I just sat in my house, typed up a letter, printed it, took it there. And the man said yes. I was telling myself, worst case, he will say no. Then at least I tried. That's one thing I always do. I always say, at least I tried. Putting that effort is so important, because one thing I don't like is coming back and thinking, oh, what could have been if I had? I don't like, let me try, let me see what will happen. If it doesn't work, at least I've learned, at least I put my foot out there. So I sent the letter to the man. I delivered the letter to the man and he agreed. And that's how, again, if you think about the ranking table. So I had a friend so when you look at people, I had a friend who was a fitness trainer. And so now I had a space. I reached out to my friend. I said, can we, in fact, I think I told him that, look, I'm putting together this application. If the man agrees, will you be open to partnering with me? You come and do the training. I'm going to bring the people. I'm going to do the marketing, and we split the money. And we did that. People would come pay us. I think we were charging 2,000 for a month or something like that. And we had people from the estate come. We were out there on Saturday mornings. People would pass by and see us, come and sign up. And it was fun. And that money from that fitness program, I would always tell the story, was sometimes the money we needed to tide through one weekend before salary comes, you know. So remember when I started sharing the stories, I said sometimes we don't execute some ideas because we're thinking, I don't think I want to do this for the long term. Sometimes what you have in your hand is just for a season, and you do it for that season, you get the value for that season, you provide the value to others for that season, and everybody's happy. Another idea I've had from the things I found in my hand is when I discovered tech sales for myself, I realized, oh, this is a good skill that young people can take advantage of. And so I put together a training. Remember, I said one of my skills, one of my expertise is learning design. So I'm going to put the website in the chat where you can see my tech sales training. There's a free course, there's a paid course on the website. So basically, I think that was early last year. I started creating the course, put together videos, put together PDFs. And now there's a course on a website. People sign up there, they take the course, and I don't have to be involved. So that's something that I did based on what I found in my hand. I learned a skill and I put it together, shared the knowledge with others. Another idea I've had is writing books. So I've written 2 books personally. I've written more books with other people, but these are the ones I've written by myself. This is the one I shared with us at the beginning of this training. What's that in your hand? Here. So basically, it's a book to help people start where they are with what they have. The other one is, I don't know if you guys can see it, for confident children, public speaking lessons and activities to help children build confidence and speak confidently in public. So those are ideas, I've written those books and now I'm promoting them. I'm sharing it with people and let's see where it goes. The other one is Start. Start is something I started really pushing this year based on this book that I wrote in 2020. So Start is basically this webinar that I'm hosting with you people today is a product of Start, where I'm just igniting people's minds and hearts to be open to the things that are already in their hand. Like you don't have to reinvent a wheel. You don't have to look outside of yourself, within your environment, within your skill set, within your capacity. There are already things that you can do. And, I have so many plans with it. So those are some of the ideas. There are many more. Like I can tell you about when I was selling palm oil and crayfish, and I even had my crayfish in Grand Square in Abuja. So you guys are in Abuja, so you probably know Grand Square store. Excuse me. And basically what I was doing, I'm from Akwa Ibom, so I would buy, someone would buy it for me back home. They would send it. I would select the dirt out of the crayfish, package it. I got a sealing machine. I made stickers. I put them on the stickers. But that one, so most times I don't share those stories that require capital because I don't want people thinking, you had capital. That's why. No, most of these other things I've shared with you, there was no capital involved. It was either my network or the things I had access to. So like the pharmacy in my environment, I was able to look at that and say, okay, I can reach out to them and see if I can use their space. And for me, because most times when you're reaching out to people, they need to see what's in it for them. So I told them, oh, while people are exercising, they're going to be thirsty, they're likely to buy water. Some people may never branch this pharmacy, but because of us, they will stop by. Now they know that you're here. They're going to, want to patronize, things like that. And so that's something to keep in mind if you're going to partner with people to do something. Always think what's in it for them. For my friend who was a fitness trainer, what's in it for him was we're going to share the money that we would make. What else? Yeah. So any questions on my personal stories? Maybe if you have questions around some ideas you've had that you're thinking, how do I start? I could help. We could think through them together. Any questions?
No, I don't have any question.
All right, so that's it for the training that I put together for today. I'm just going to share with us very quickly about this the start workshop that is coming up. in 2 weeks' time. So build on what we have learned today. There's more. So I mentioned at the beginning free digital tools, but we didn't get there today. So we're going to get to that point, how to start with what you have. And in that webinar, so for you guys coming into that webinar, it will be like you already have a background. So you already come ready to do some of these activities, because these activities are included there. And then we go further to talk about tools you can use to help you get started, how to keep the right records, and how to document and earn your knowledge. For me, that's a bonus training here, because whatever it is that your ideas are, you can come into the knowledge economy. The knowledge economy is basically the economy where people earn from their knowledge. So in this training, part of the things I'm going to share are how to document your knowledge, how to put it together, what tools to use to put it together, how you can promote it. So like what I've been able to do with the tech sales course, what I've been able to do with this START program, how I've been able to put together my book. So those are all things that are leveraging the knowledge economy. So it's a free 2-day workshop. I'm going to put the the link to register in the chat. So if it's something that you're interested in being a part of, where is that chat now? Okay, you can click this link to register. Yeah, so in that training, we're going to be taking things a notch higher than this webinar. It's 2 days to make sure that there's time. Even if you're like, oh, I don't have time to do this here, you're going to have that break to go work on your stuff, come back the next day. And then while this is free, you can unlock even more value by doing a paid registration. Now, a paid registration will get you a copy of my book. It's going to be an e-copy for you. But then inside this book, I share stories of so many other businesses that I've done, starting what I have. And then you also access a 12-week bootcamp designed to take you from idea to launch. Because I know that, I can come here and talk for 5 hours, but real value is when we're able to work together. And, there's that guidance, that accountability, that, clarity around what you're doing. And so that's what the 12-week bootcamp will deliver. And then there's also a START community that is designed to keep you committed, accountable, and growing with exclusive trainings, opportunities and resources. So again, I'm going to put that in the link. So welcome to join us with the free registration, or you're welcome to join with the free registration or with the paid registration. And these webinars, the hope is to keep providing the webinar monthly. So if maybe this time is too soon, hopefully we'll be able to stay in touch, maybe through Ebuka, to let you know when the other ones come up. But for sure, I will encourage you, join the free 2-day workshop. So let me put that up here. It's so much value. We had one last month, and people, we're still getting positive feedback from that, and it's only getting better and better. Some of what we've shared here today will be part of that webinar as well. So for you to be a refresher, and of course, we're going to keep building on it to add more things to that. So with that, Ebuka, I will pass it over to you. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you everyone for showing up. Without you, there would be no webinar, So I'm glad that you turned up and I was able to share all of this stuff that I put together with you. So thanks for having me. Oh, lucky. Ebuka, you can share the links with the group afterward.
Okay, so thank you so much for your 2 hours with us. It's quite appreciated, and I want to say that it's not something that it's priceless. It's priceless, yeah, that's the word. We can't
Thank you.
price to it and say this is how much we can pay you for your time because this evening. So we do really, really appreciate you. Although we didn't have much of a participant as anticipated, but we're glad. We're glad we made it. I said many are called, but few are chosen. The message was sent out to many, but only but a few joined. So we're happy you're out to change your environment, change your society, improve and help with other people's development, both career-wise, financial-wise, and personal. So we appreciate you so much. I would say, may God bless you
Amen.
and more grace to your able.
Thank you. Thank you, Buka. I'm really happy to be here. And thanks for reaching out to invite me. So, I mean, I'm glad for the turnout anyhow, because like you said, many are called, few are chosen. I believe that the people that are here are the people that needed to hear this now. And my greatest joy is when you're able to take this and run with it. Amarachi just joined as we're about to wrap up. So welcome. So Ibuka, you can feel free to share with the community. And like I said, my greatest joy would be to hear back from somebody and say, oh, I took that training and I did this and I did that, and this is what is the outcome. So I encourage everyone to take what we've shared today and just run with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Nana. Okay, Ibuka, so if that's it, I will bow out at this time. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So with that, we come to the end of today's webinar web section, and I appreciate everyone who took out his or her time to join. NK, Amara, Chidima, Vivian, Nina, and every other person. Although Amara, you joined late, so we will make provision for catch up. And there's a YouTube link. You can follow the YouTube link for a relay of what was said or what was taught today. So you can catch up and learn from what we have also learned this evening. All right, so God bless you. Ciao, everyone. Good night. Do have a lovely night rest. And please do not forget to go to church. Tomorrow is Sunday. All right,
All right.
bye-bye.
All right. Good night.